Hey, JK here. I'll thank you for sharing part of your day with me. A long time no see. Maybe you started with baseball and then you came over to football, or maybe you're starting with football going over to baseball. This is going to be much quicker, but make sure you watch both. We're going to go ahead and get to action for week 2. Big performances and big disappointments. First team we're going to touch on, the Jerome Horwitz Purple Dragons. Unfortunately, we fell to 0-2 this year. Ooh, that's unfortunate. It was a close loss, 129 to 139. Our top scorer, none other than Jared Goff with 43, then Brandon Aubrey, our kicker, with 22. On the opposite side, disappointing week again for Trey McBride, only 7 points, but even more disappointing for Mr. Derrick Henry. You got 2 points. You exploded out of the gates last week, and you were able to pick up 2 points or like 20 yards on the ground against the Browns. That stinks. To put in perspective, our opponent did have James Cook, who had the best game of his entire life and put up like 32, 33 points. So, something else to keep. As we move to the Azure drops, we added Jordan Love and dropped Tua Tagovailoa. I'm going to have another concussion and die on the field. Loa. Probably a good decision. So 0-2, that's fine. Still lots of football to be played. Let's get on the getting on and let's pony up. Let's another phrase for staying positive. Now we're going to move to a few other teams. They're doing a tad bit better. Next team we're talking about, the Vince McMahon Football Club. This team, they fought and they fought and they fought and they actually came up with a big win, 182 to 164. There were some decimal points, but we're not going to worry about those. Helping us get to a 1-1 record, we had 2 guys getting 28 points, Baker Mayfield and Puka Nacua, and we had a guy getting 26 points, also from the Bucks, Bucky Irving. On the opposite side, a very disappointing day from my lad McConkey. He got me 6.5. So, yeah, that's very unfortunate. I wish you would have got more, man. As we move to the Aston drops, we added Kayshawn Booty and Harold Fannin. We dropped Keaton Mitchell and Christopher Rodriguez. We might end up picking Christopher Rodriguez up because maybe McCroskey does not pan out and Jeremy McNichols just doesn't do stuff because he's been in the league for like 10 years and has done a whole lot. So it could be Christopher Rodriguez's time. In any case, we're 1-1. We're shooting up, we're looking towards the stars, and we're looking to pick up more wins. Another team looking for more wins is the Deranged Easter Bunny team. This week, unfortunately, was another close loss, 167 to 177. Our top scorer was Jay Daniel with 49 points, followed by Amon-Ra St. Brown with 47 points. And on the other side, we got 3 points each from Mr. Derrick Henry and Aaron Jones, and a big old goose egg from the freaking Denver Broncos defense. Are you kidding me? Come on. Danny Dimes ain't really that good, is he? Is he? As drops for this week were very simple. We added Juwan Johnson tight end for the Saints and dropped Juwan Johnson tight end for the Saints. We added Quentin Johnson for the Chargers. Hopefully he can continue to be the apple of Herbert's eye and hopefully he can continue to catch the ball because drops were an issue for him last week. So now we move to the last team, the team that seems to have it all in the bag. Party time, party boys. We were able to come up with a very close win this week to get to 2-0, 122 to 118. Their top scorer was Baker Mayfield, and then speaking of the devil, Quentin Johnson with 15. On the other side, though, we had some guys who decided they did not want to play, and they almost let us down. We all know the main person will be Derrick Henry. He only got 2 points. Now, I would have bet anything he was going to get a touchdown. I was going to bet anything he was going to get 100 yards. It was against the Browns defense, but I digress. As drops were very short, we added Quentin Johnson, who again helped us get this win, and dropped Xavier Legette. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Xavier Legette. Wish he could do better. Wish he could, envision that football as a raccoon and find it and take it, get to the end zone. But yeah, he's just not getting it done. Just doesn't seem to be able to focus. But hey, whatever it is. Now we're going to move to the people I think you should add. These are a few handcuffs in some cases and a few, desperation picks. First of all, quarterback Danny Dimes. If you lost Joey Burrow, Danny Dimes, not the worst thing you can do, but definitely not someone I'm going to trust long term. That's going to be a person you get, for a week or two, and then you try to make a trade. you want to get someone else. Moving on to running backs, I definitely think a clear-cut number one guy that you should be looking to add, Bashal Tutton, however you say his name, went to Virginia Tech. I'm a Wahoo fan. Hated that he did so well against us, but you know what? Now he's in the NFL. He's going to be able to pick up some yards, running hard between the tackles, and he's going to be the workhorse behind Etienne. Etienne is not big. He's not going to be taking a ton of hits. Yeah, he's, the scat back per se, but Tutton, I believe, is going to be getting the goal line carries. He's going to be able to pound his way through. Also, Trey Benson. Now, I do like James Conner, but James Conner's a little older. Benson going to be working a little more. I believe he had double-digit carries this past week, or at least double-digit touches, maybe with the receptions. And he can also receive. So I think he had several receptions. If he takes one of them, that's a touchdown. If he breaks one of them for a long gain, you have PPR, you got maybe 50 yards, you get a touchdown. That right there, that's 12 points. One catch, 160 yards or 50 yards, whatever it may be, and a touchdown. So definitely be looking at Mr. Trey Benson. Wide receiver wise, I think the biggest name you're going to see coming off the waiver wire this week is going to be Troy Franklin. I don't know if I fully believe in him because you have Cortland Sutton there, you have Marvin Mims there, you have some receiving backs. So I don't know if he's going to be the guy. He could be the guy for this week, but I don't know if he's going to be the guy over the course of the year. Speculative ad can't be any worse than anyone else on the waiver wire. Next guy, I think you should add Wan'Dale Robinson. Not because he is of a menacing stature. I think he's like 5'8", 5'9". This past week, Russell Wilson went to the F at Malik Neighbors down there one too many times and had it picked off. So with the double, triple coverage Malik Neighbors you're going to get, Wan'Dale Robinson and his very small stature, able to get open somewhere down the field. If they stick with Russell Wilson, not as much mobility when it comes to what you would have with Jackson Dart. Now, I don't know if it's going to be smart mobility with Jackson Dart trying to take off and feels pressure, but obviously Russell Wilson does have a little bit of trust in Wan'Dale Robinson, but I don't know about Jackson Dart. It could be something to monitor. Again, speculative ad can't be any worse than what's on the waiver wire now. So that's going to do it for the ads. You should look at someone if you're desperate for quarterback, if you're needing a handcuff for a running back, and if you need an effort, they're down there somewhere, or wide receiver. Across respective leagues, we are 0-2, 1-1, and 2-0. So still lots of football left. Don't want to get too excited or too down about losing the game. They've been relatively close, so we can't be too upset about it. We just need to make sure we are searching the waiver wire and potentially getting some trade offers, which we absolutely did this week, and I will talk about that next week, depending on what we're able to knock out with this potential trade offer. And also, one that's happening in our league that I don't fully agree with, but I'll let everyone else talk it out, and now I'll give it to y'all and let y'all tell me what you all think about it. As always, this is JK, and I want to thank you for sharing part of your day with me.